Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today what I have for you guys is a Mega Tyranitar EX deck, and I posted a voting polls on my Facebook account. And if you haven't liked my Facebook account, please do. That'd be great to show that kind of support. And the links are below this video and also on my page and stuff like that. So yeah, if you could go ahead and show some love for my Facebook page, that'll be sweet. But anyways, the fans, you guys voted, and Mega Tyranitar EX was the one that you guys wanted to see first. And I did some research on Mega Tyranitar EX, and I think a lot of you guys know this too. There's a huge kind of debate on whether or not Pokemon TCG wants to keep Mega Tyranitar EX in the expanded format for 2015-2016 season. And I think a lot of you guys probably know, it's probably confirmed that Mega Tyranitar EX will be banned from competitive play in the expanded format. But I'm not sure if you guys know for the exact details if that's true or not. I only heard rumors, but if those are true, let me know in the comments below. But Mega Tyranitar EX in the expanded format is going to be a beast if it's possible. So I'm actually building this deck for the expanded format first to prove why Mega Tyranitar EX should be banned. Not exactly prove, but just kind of suggest, because you can see it's super overpowered if we have him in the expanded format, and Mega Tyranitar EX is just way overpowered because of a certain number of cards in the expanded format that makes it just that much more viable. Now, Mega Tyranitar EX at face value for the standard format is pretty good already, all right? And I will play this card. I'll play this deck. I'll modify it for the standard format in a future video. But for now, I just couldn't help but make it for the expanded format because of the support for it and just how much more powerful it would be in the expanded format. Let's get to it. Alright, so we see here Mega Tyranitar EX is a 240 HP Darkness Pokemon. It's got the ability here to have two tool cards, not the ability, the ancient trait here to have two tool cards attached to it. Now, that does mean that it could potentially get two head ringers, which could be pretty bad. But here's the thing. Destroyer King in the standard format is pretty good, right? For 4 energy, which is a lot. You can hit for 110, which is a base attack. That's all right. But the trick here is this attack does 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So that means if they have just 1 damage counter, you're really hitting for 170, which would knock out an EX. Basically, most EXs that are 180 HP or 170 HP, of course, because you're going to have that 110 damage plus the 170, that's 180, and for perhaps you're playing against Megas, you'll be one-shotting them if they have 2, because you'll be doing 230 damage, unless you're facing against something that has 240 HP, which with 3 damage counters, that'll do the job as well. It does have psychic resistance, and it does have fighting weakness, so that's something to look out for. And it has a huge retreat cost, 4 retreat costs. And the Tyranitar EX here also has 4 retreat costs, which is, it's just really heavy. It does have Hammer In for 60 for 3 energies. It's kind of ho-hum. Break Ground is kind of like, meh, 130. Yeah, I guess you can knock out a lot of these big basics that aren't non-EX basics. You can hit them and knock them out. Sure, why not? But you do tend to each of your own bench Pokemon, so there's something you have to look out for. But the reason why this is so good in the expanded format is because, one, we have Darkrai EX in the expanded format for the 2015-2016 season, and with this 4 retreat cost, Darkrai EX with Dark Cloak makes that retreat for free. And then 2, we have Dark Patch right here. Attach a basic energy, darkness energy from your discard pile to your dark Pokemon on your bench. This can accelerate the Destroyer King attack by so much. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous how fast you can accelerate this because you can combine it with Mega Turbo. That means if this guy is sitting on your bench, it's so easy to draw into Mega Turbo and Dark Patch and power up the Mega Tyranitar EX easily in 1 turn. It's incredible. Assuming you have 1 Dark Patch, 1 Mega Turbo, 2 energies in the discard pile, and a DCE, that DCE drop and the Dark Patch and Mega Turbo would power up for the Destroyer King in 1 turn. And also in the expanded format, we have Keldeo EX, which can rush in and retreat. And this right here is an awesome combination with the Dark Cloak. And then last of all, what's in the expanded format that's not in the standard format is 2 more cards here, which is Frozen City Gym and Rocky Helmet. So Rocky Helmet was originally printed in Noble's Victory, was reprinted as a secret rare in Boundaries Crossed, and things like that. But basically, if this card's attached to your Pokemon and they get hit, your opponent attacks you, they take 2 damage counters. That means you're coming into your turn, Mega Tyranitar, you're guaranteed, assuming they don't discard it with starting the Megaphone or Tool Scrapper, you're guaranteed 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. That is awesome, especially being able to have 2 tool cards. You can have both the Spirit Link here and a Rocky Helmet on your Mega Tyranitar. And especially here at Frozen City Gym, because we have cards like Dark Patch and Mega Turbo, we can bypass the energy drops onto Mega Tyranitar and really abuse Frozen City Gym. And when our opponent plays energies, they'll take 20 damage. Versus us, if we have a Dark Patch and Mega Turbo, it's getting the energies from the discard pile, which will be bypassing the Frozen City Gym effect. So this is why this is so powerful in the expanded format. We're also going to be playing Shaman EX here for setup, and also Yveltal here with Oblivion Wing to kind of help energy accelerate. Not that we have enough energies already to accelerate. So we have 3 battle compressors to get the energies and other things out into the discard pile. We have Computer Search as the expected choice, again in the standard format for the 2015-2016 season. This will be not in the format, so really nice to have it in expanded. 4 Dark Patch, 4 Mega Turbos. Could be a bit much. We could reduce it down to 3, but you never know. We have 4 Ultra Balls and 4 VS Seekers, and that's it for the item cards. For the support line, we do have 1 Lysander here. We have N as well, 3 of these, and 1 Professor Birch's Observation, 3 Junipers, and 2 Frozen City Gyms, 1 Shadow Circle in case we run into, fighting Pokemon. And then we do have this right here, Team Magma's Secret Base. Okay. So if our opponent also bypasses playing, energies from their hand, they can bypass that. Let's say for Electric or for, Bronzong's Metal Links, we could still play Team Magma's Base and kind of annoy both ourselves and our opponent a little bit by having them play basic Pokemon, taking in 20 damage that way too. We have Rocky Helmet, as already mentioned, and the Spirit Link here. We only have 1 Dangerous Energy because ideally we would want to have a lot of these basics so we can recycle them. And then I'll DCE here, 1 DC, 2. I think we only have 2 DCEs, 2 DCEs, and 9 of these regular basic Dark Energies. Now, the reason behind a really light number of these dangerous energies and DCEs is because the Mega Turbo here and the Dark Patches just accelerate so fast that you don't really need these special energies to really boost anything up. So, alright, but that's it for the deck. Hopefully you guys got most of the gist out of this deck list, and let's go ahead and see this deck in action here on Pokemon TCG Online. All right, and we'll be playing against Roderick. I don't think I pronounced that correctly, but it's going to be a pure fire deck, and my opponent does have the advantage. Lucky for us, we do get to start first, and this looks like a very good start for us in the sense that, you can see right here we have a lot of options for us right away. Could play the Computer Search for a Battle Compressor and get some things in the discard pile and then play an N, or could play the Computer Search for perhaps a Shaman, drawing some more cards that way. But I think what we're going to do is probably just discard the N right here and also the Mega Tyranitar. And let's take a look. We have 1 Mega Tyranitar right there. We have a Mega Turbo. I think I'm going to go for that. And you can see here's the Tyranitar, another Mega Tyranitar. So 2 Tyranitars and then 2 Mega Tyranitars so far is what we see. 3 Mega Tyranitars. We have a Spirit Link here, 2 Energies, and Mega Turbos, a couple of Mega Turbos. A couple of Dark Patches, 3 Dark Patches right there, 1 in our hand, so we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and just go and take this, and we will go and grab the N anyways. And so here it is. Let's go ahead and just discard some of these energies right here. We should be able to draw into at least 1 energy. We have 3, 4 energies left, 5, 6, plenty of energies to go. Let's go with the N right here, and we do get an Yveltal here. We do have this here as well, and we'll go with this to power up the Yveltal, and then I'm actually going to retreat into the Darkrai, and then we'll end the turn. Alright, my opponent plays a Scorched Earth. Looks like my opponent's going to be playing some kind of Pyroar and Entei deck of some sort, but we will have to see what we'll be dealing with here. And I do have an opportunity to play Professor Birch, but I do want it to get at least 6 cards. I don't want to take any risks here. And here we go. So we do get something available for us right here. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to opt to discard the Team Magma's base, and I'm going to hang on to that VS Seeker. So let's go ahead. We're going to play the Shaman here, drawing some more cards. We will go ahead and power up this Tyranitar here. We can actually attack for and hammer in, and that would basically knock out this little Lit Leo here. We will go ahead and counter the stadium, and let's just go ahead. We'll rush in and retreat to bring this guy out here, and let's go for the hammer hit, knocking out this Lit Leo, and ideally not allowing my opponent to set up for a Pyroar. See a Muscle Band here and the Scorched Earth right away. Here is a Blacksmith. My opponent will be able to hit us for 30 damage, but that should be okay. And so right here we do get the Tyranitar Spirit Link. I'm going to go ahead and attach this right here. What I really want to do is I want to guarantee the probability of drawing the Mega Tyranitar. We could go for an N, but I'm just going to go for the Juniper here, and we did get it, so that's really good. We were able to get the Mega Tyranitar, and let's just go ahead. We're going to discard these right here, and get the Mega Tyranitar here, and should be able to hit for a ton of damage. Not exactly knocking him out, but let's go ahead and play the Rocky Helmet here. And this guy is fully powered up, so no need to really play these right here. And I'm just going to hang on to those. Let's go for Destroyer King. Hint for 80. It'll be a 2-hit knockout on this Entei because the Entei hit us for a Flame Screen, reducing it by 30. Here it is. My opponent will be able to go for a Heat Tackle, but that shouldn't be enough to knock us out. Hitting us for 150, but that's it. My opponent does knock himself out right here. And so this is the tricky part. Let's just go ahead. We're going to thin out the deck a little bit more. And what we really need to do is... Oh no, my opponent concedes the match. That was too quick. We're going to have to play another match here. And I guess that's going to be it. Because my opponent knows that if my opponent attempts to attack, he would actually knock himself out as well with the Rocky Helmet. So right here, some quick stats. Mega Tyranitar being the MVP here, of course. And let's go ahead and play one more match. Alright, and we're going to be playing against Nico Skater. It is a Psychic Leaf, colorless something, I'm not too sure, but what I am sure of is we get to go first, and we actually start off with an Yveltal. Unlucky for us, we don't exactly get some of the supporters that we need, but hey, we're able to get it through this, so let's go ahead and get the N right here. We're going to just go ahead and N our opponent, and let's go with that. Let's go and play the VS Seeker, bring out this N right here, N our hand, and looks like we are setting ourselves up for, I don't know, this is not the best, but we can discard some more energies and potentially energy accelerate more this way. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go ahead and discard a Juniper. I'm actually going to discard the Lysander, and that way it could come in handy later on with the VS Seeker, and we're just going to end the turn. So by the next turn, I'm going to play the VS Seeker for the N that's in the discard pile right here, and we're going to start energy accelerating. My opponent does get a life due onto his Trevenant EX. We see my opponent go for a Tyranitar here, drawing it 3 more cards. We see a Mountain Ring as well. We do get hit for a Dark Force. We won't be able to retreat, but that's okay. And we see here Mountain Ring protecting the bench, really. So yes, I would like to play this right now, but at the same time, I don't want to play it because I want to bench something without needing to deal with this Team Magma thing. So let's go ahead. We're going to play an N right here. And, oh, wow, we actually get End into an okay hand. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to get the Shaman here, and what we actually could do, so we have 2 VS Seekers in the discard pile. If we discard this one as well, we would be down to nothing. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to bench the Shaman, drawing 3 extra cards, and it looks like we really don't have much of a choice here, but we could actually discard this N here, and what I do want to do is probably just discard the Rocky Helmet and the N right here. And then we're going to go ahead and start powering up that Tyranitar EX. And we can power him up pretty fast here. Look at this Dark Patch and everything with the Yveltal here in the active spot. We'll be able to go for an Oblivion Wing, hitting for 30, and putting this energy onto the bench Tyranitar EX. Again, I kind of, man, that's a little bit of a bummer. I wish we'd use Battle Compressor to discard a Juniper. It would have been really nice at this point using the VS Seeker for that. My opponent does play another Meloetta here. We see that. We get hit for another 20. And that's no big deal. Let's just go for the N right here. Not too many choices for us. And, well, hey, we can at least go with this right here. And we'll be able to bench this as well. And then let's go for the Mega Tyranitar EX. Again, my opponent can play double Headringer right now. We are in danger of that because of the ability to double here. But hopefully my opponent isn't playing that. And we can kind of dodge a bullet here. Again, my opponent could hit us with a Wood Blast. My opponent has 3 energies on him, 3 damage counters on him already. My opponent does play an End for us. That's actually pretty nice. We do get the Dark right here, so we will have the free retreat, but with the Dark Force, it will prevent us from retreating anyway. We see a VS Seeker here. My opponent brings up an End. We have an End of our own as well as a VS Seeker available to us, and we have the Team Magma's base. So what I'm going to do for sure is take care of this Trevenant and play the Team Magma's base after this. So we have 4 energies. That is incredible. And let's just go with this right here, and we will go with that right there, and then we'll play an End, ending my opponent down to 5. We do have the Mega Turbo, but that's not going to be necessary for us unless we get another Mega Tyranitar. 2 of these is pretty convenient for us. Let's just go ahead and hit for the Destroyer King. 290 damage. Here is a Keldeo. We only get 1 prize because my opponent had a Life Dew on that Trevenant, but that's okay. We see a Rayquaza EX over here as well as a Meloetta EX. This Meloetta EX has 130 HP. I wonder why that is. Is there something I'm missing here? Oh wait, there's a giant cape. I didn't even realize that. Here we see my opponent go for a Winona. We see a Mega Rayquaza. Oh my goodness, here my opponent benches a Rayquaza EX as well as another Rayquaza EX, both taking 20 damage because of the Team Magma secret base, and my opponent could actually evolve right here, but will lose his turn, and I'm totally okay with that. Because we'll be able to probably just bench, play this energy here, and that's about it. So my opponent will still need to take some more energies, but let's go ahead. We're going to go with this right here, and I will now counter this as well, and I'll bring in the Keldeo, and yeah, I could probably thin out my deck a little bit more. We don't necessarily need to draw into some of these cards, but you can see here, I don't exactly want to draw onto another Juniper per se. Yeah, because I'll probably deck out. But, you know, let's see here. What do I don't need? Probably the Spirit Link. And honestly, maybe another Spirit Link, because I really don't, we can't exactly evolve again. Well, we could. We have another Tyranitar here. Maybe I'll save that. And we'll just go, you know what? I don't see ourselves evolving anytime soon into any more. But, alright, we're just going to go with this. Just thinning out a little bit more. And we'll go with the Destroyer King right here. And we should be able to hopefully draw into another Mega Tyranitar and Mega Evolve this one here on the bench. Now, again, my opponent will have to take some damage playing the energy onto this Rayquaza here. We do see a Trevenant EX over there getting benched, and here it is, a Rayquaza EX as well getting an energy over there. We get hit for 20 again. We still have 120 HP. That's plenty to work with, and we have a dangerous energy here, which we can take advantage of, but I actually don't want to use that, so we're just going to go ahead and go for the Destroyer King right here. I actually could have Mega Evolved, but 770 damage is ridiculous. Wow, that is incredible. We see here another Rayquaza EX. What I could do is play the energy here onto this Keldeo, rush in and retreat, kind of preserve this Mega Tyranitar here in the active spot. And, oh, my opponent goes for a Pokemon Center Lady, and we could see it Mega Evolve right here, assuming my opponent has a Spirit Link. But either way, I think we should be okay right here. Now, I kind of wish we had the Dangerous Energy, but looks like my opponent opted to switch out these Rayquaza here. Alright, so what we're going to do for sure is I'm just going to discard the probably the Dangerous Energy, and we're just going to get out this Mega Tyranitar right here, and we should be able to Mega Turbo. All we need is really just one right here. So this guy's fully powered up. I will play the energy on here, can rush in and retreat, bring out this fresh one right here, and let's go with the Destroyer King, 350 damage, and a fresh Mega Tyranitar here ready to go. And now it's really just a matter of time before we get that last prize. And again, without this giant cape, we actually could one-shot this Meloetta, but I think we already used up all our VS Seekers. And so you can see right here, all the 4 VS Seekers are in the discard pile. Oh wait, there's one more VS Seeker, and I think that's prized. Oh no, that can't be. Now my opponent actually plays an energy on here, which is a pretty fatal mistake, and we're just gonna have to go and say GG to my opponent. And here it is. We'll just go with the Destroyer King, hitting for 230 damage. There's that last VS Seeker right there. And all right, my opponent just gives a funny smiley face and calls it a day. So we will play one more match here. You guys get 3 matches from me today. So here we go. All right, and we're going to be playing against Yorai. It's a fire deck, and my opponent even has fire sleeves. The sleeves aren't on fire, they're just All right. Anyways, we see my opponent sporting the I don't know what Pokemon that is, but it's a black and white coin. If you can tell what coin that is, let me know. And someone has given me an offer. That's pretty cool. We see right here. I forgot to mention this. I am actually sporting the Darkness coin. Anyways, we gotta check out. I wonder if my opponent has chosen heads or tails yet. Hopefully we get to go first. That way we can evolve first. And we gotta wait and see what does my opponent choose, heads or tails. And me personally, I would choose tails. Oh, and it's heads. And no, my opponent, we would have lost the coin toss anyways. Oh, man. We're going to start off with a Keldeo in the active spot. And we're going to go ahead and play the Tyranitar EX here on the bench. My opponent brings out a Vulpix, meaning my opponent may have some kind of deck that will perhaps block us from playing stadiums, I think. Either that or the Ninetales with Bright Look. Oh, no, it's a Verbank City Gem. And here's another Vulpix. Here's a Fire Torch. Oh, my goodness. We see Mega Charizard EX on the bench, and here's a Lit Leo as well. Wow, crazy things happening, and everywhere, left and right. Let's go ahead. We're gonna counter this right here. I'm gonna play this right there. Let's play the Shaman right here, and we do get a Dark Patch right there. And let's go ahead and perhaps even get another Dark Patch. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just getting another Dark Patch. All right, let's just go ahead and get this Dark Patch right here as well. Look at that, fully powered up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and do this right here. We get a Darkrai as well, and the Tyranitar Spirit Link. Woohoo! All right, Keldeo is going to have to tank for us a little bit. Even though my opponent gets a Pyro going, as soon as we can evolve this guy into the Mega Tyranitar, we should be on our way to victory. My opponent does go for a Fiery Torch, and with the Stadium counter, here's the Pyro. With the Stadium counter, we're actually the poison damage isn't as much, and we gotta wait and see this. My opponent play the Ninetales and see that Bright Look happening, but here is a Pyro with the Intimidating Mane. We won't be able to attack it unless we have that Mega Tyranitar EX. This Tyranitar EX is already fully powered. That's incredible. And right now my opponent goes for an Ultra Ball, probably going for a Shaman EX. Maybe not, actually, no. Because my opponent is playing pure fire, we can't expect Shaman or Jirachi in this deck. And going for a, wow, the Pyro here can actually practically knock us out. The Keldeo here would be in brutal danger right now. My opponent can actually hit us for 90 plus poison damage, but obstacle for 60. And we do have this right here. We have the Destroyer King, and everything is falling into place. We get an N as well to get a new hand. And oh my goodness, we will retreat into here, and let's just go for the Destroyer King. 110 knocking out the Pyro. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we have next, what we can do is probably just go for a Battle Compressor, use the Dark Patch, power up the Darkrai as well, have that as a backup attacker, and then we can play the Juniper, discarding these two energies are here as well. And ideally, we have 3 of these Tyranitar Spirit Links. 1 is on this Tyranitar, meaning 1 is left in the deck somewhere, or unless it's prized. So we have a good chance here of getting another Tyranitar ready to go set up. And we can see right here 2 Dark Patches already in discard pile. There's 1 right here, which we'll be using the Darkrai that I already mentioned. We have Keldeo here ready to go for Russian and retreat. Everything's set up. I think my opponent may just concede. Maybe. Charizard, Mega Charizard EX can still come out. 220 HP. Can battle it out, duke it out with this Mega Tyranitar EX, and my opponent is in absolute shock seeing this happen within turn 2. Actually, this guy got powered up in turn 1, and we were able to hit the Pyro in our turn 2. Most impressive. My opponent was able to get the Pyro in his turn 2, and as soon as we got the energy, we were able to retreat the Keldeo, and yeah, we are all set and ready to go. Now, all we need now is a Rocky Helmet on this Mega Tyranitar EX. Either that, or we can get the Stadium Frozen City Gym. And here is a Verbank City Gym. My opponent can poison this, but we have Keldeo here ready to go, rush in and retreat, nullifying the effect. My opponent plays an N. So what we're going to do for sure, we have a Frozen City Gym, which we can take advantage of, and that's it. My opponent concedes. I'm going to play another match here. This was too epic, setting up Mega Tyranitar in that turn 2, being able to Mega Evolve. Actually, we set up Tyranitar EX in turn 1, a DCE and 2 energies. That was super fast, lightning quick. That was amazing right there. Tyranitar, Mega Tyranitar EX is the MVP, and we will go ahead and play another match here. I'm playing a whole bunch of matches for you guys today, so here we go. Alright, and we're going to be playing against ABC537. It is a grass and colorless deck, so we could see Mega Sceptile EX, maybe just Sceptile EX, and Erados or something like that. We could see a variety of different things. We could still see something like Shaman EX and as a tech, or maybe, oh, no way, it's these guys. Oh, no, this is not good. All right, so let's go with this right here. We're going to have to go with the Juniper here, and this is going to be a huge bummer. At least we got these guys going for us, and now we will end a turn. Looks like we're playing against a Shift Tree deck of some sort, being able to evolve multiple times. So with this right here, we should be able to, at the very least, get something going for us. We see more C-dots right here. We can see a call for family. My opponent can try to evolve right now. We see a giant forest of giant plants. My opponent needs to flip heads multiple times. Looks like my opponent may even attack at some point. We see also a double colorless energy, and then we get an N. So looks like my opponent. Oh, never mind. We see a Miltank. So this is not a Shift Tree deck that does that giant fan thing. We see a deranged dance right now, and that's what makes this pretty scary. And so here we go. We'll just go ahead and power up this Tyranitar right here. I'm actually gonna undo that. Perhaps I'm gonna go with this guy instead. Let's go with a Professor Birch's observation, hidden heads, perfect. And we do get this right here as well, so we can discard some of these energies, and that way we can use Dark Patch and stuff like that. So we get the Keldeo here. Let's go ahead and go for the Oblivion Wing, get one of these energies that we discarded with that, so we can power up this Tyranitar here. We do have the Spirit Link, so in the next turn we could probably just play this Dangerous Energy here and then play the Juniper. My opponent plays an N anyways, and oh great, we get the we can have the Mega Turbo going right now. We do have this retreat right here. My opponent will be able to go for a Deranged Dance, knocking this guy out, but it doesn't matter. We have a Mega Turbo here, which we can power up this Tyranitar EX, and we do get hit for 180. That's no problem for us. We will go ahead and bring out our big guns right here, and let's just go ahead. We can you know what, let's take a look here. I had to think about it here for a second. Yeah, let's go with this right here. Let's go ahead and grab the Mega Tyranitar EX. We will Mega Evolve right here. We have the Mega Turbo as well. Putting that on right there, putting this on right there, and going for the Juniper. We even get this right there as well. Oh my goodness, this is getting everything set up. And let's just go for the Destroyer King, 290 damage. That is awesome. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is too good. Now my opponent can still evolve right now and can still get hit for a powerful Friends. But with the Mega Turbos here, we could be potentially Mega Evolve right now. We see a Sacred Ash. My opponent needs to get that Stadium going, but it wouldn't really matter. My opponent can still Mega Evolve here. Or not evolve, Mega Evolve. Oh my goodness. Can still evolve here since this Nuzleaf was here from the previous turn. And here it is. My opponent goes for a Juniper because this is an energy drop on this Miltank. But the Miltank will be taking 40 damage total because of the Rocky Helmet and stuff like that. But could still see a Muscle Band with an energy drop from the Frozen City Gym. My opponent will still be taking a lot of damage right here, so we should be all set and ready to go, knocking out this Miltank in one shot, which we will have done without any support, with any damage counters on him anyways. But who wants to, who wouldn't want to see a ton of damage happen anyways, right? I would love to see a ton of damage. So right here, we get hit for 80 damage, and let's see, what we're going to do is a couple of tricky things. Let's go ahead, we're going to discard this right here, and what I want to get is the Mega, the Spirit Link, and, oh no, my opponent concedes. Let's just think about this really quick. Alright, what I would have done, right, we could have played the Ultra Ball and perhaps discarded the N and a Mega Turbo, get the Mega Tyranitar, power up this guy, play via Seeker for Juniper. Oh my gosh, that was great. We didn't even get a chance to hit for another Destroyer King. I played, way too many matches. We just can't get a good match. Trust me. When I was playtesting this yesterday, I just couldn't get a full match in. I swear. I was just powering up Mega Tyranitar way too fast, and it was just, I mean, I just couldn't, my opponent just couldn't stick around to see the end, so I don't know. Anyways, this is Mega Tyranitar EX. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below this video, and yeah, if you guys are returning subscribers, thanks so much for being a part of this epic journey of endless and countless Pokemon TCG online battles and other adventures. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and take care. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.